Nate, what's this? What's this? Hey.
So I've been a fan of Nissan trucks ever since my dad helped me buy my first one back in 2013. Since then, I've been buying and flipping them kind of like pancakes. I've always thought that they're sweet looking trucks with a robust engine and an underrated reputation. I've got plans to do stuff to this one that I've never done before, and when it's all said and done, I think I might just keep it. At least for a little while. We'll see what happens. I bought this 09 Frontier at the end of last summer and have hopes and dreams to build it out to be a fun, maybe even overdone, but capable camping rig. The end goal feels like it's a ways away, but I'm slowly making progress. To those out there who may be new to the channel, this is episode 7 of a build series. To those that have been following since the beginning, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. In the earlier episodes, I got the engine and automatic transmission out of here, cleaned up some of the rust, and today I want to hopefully get the 6-speed manual and engine in place. So stick around. Operation manual swap. Here we come. Hopefully.
You have to push this button.
I'm stoked to finally get this manual in place. It feels like it's been a long time coming. As far as the engine, a lot of people have been wondering if I'll be doing a V8 Titan engine install, also known as the VK swap. It's definitely something I'll be contemplating down the road. I'd like to do a little bit more research on it. If you guys have any opinions on the VK swap, let me know in the comments. But for today, I'll be throwing in this original V6, as I've already got 2 of them sitting around the garage anyway. So my friend Isaac came by for a visit. He's great to have around for a laugh, and we've got a lot of overlapping hobbies. His canine compadre Nate the dog, or just Nate Dog for short, is of the highly trained variety, although they're still practicing. I'll be honest, a supercharger on top of this V6 is also something that's tickling my fancy. Needless to say, there's a lot of fun options down the road, but first things first, I want to get this truck running with the 6-speed and have all the bugs worked out. As far as the how-tos go for how to rig up an engine and transmission like this in tandem, there's a couple of good spots you could rig from. You got exhaust manifolds around the back, you got a couple of blank M8 holes around the engine, and you've got a nice little bracket around the power steering pump. Alright, let's talk about the pros and cons of these V6s. The VQ40DE engines are a 4-liter engine that put out 265 horsepower and 285 foot-pounds of torque. They're considered the 2nd generation Nissan Frontier running from 05 to 2020. It's a dual overhead cam V6, so gas consumption is not great, but generally speaking, it's a reliable, robust engine that is going to last you a long time. If you're worried about your gas bill, just go buy a Fiat. Meanwhile, Isaac and I are making a lot of good progress pushing this engine and transmission in place, until I heard a loud, concerning pop and trying to assess what the hell's going on with this thing. Oh, jeez. Dude, look at that rod. Back in episode 3, I was really excited about this $150 low-profile jack from Amazon, but I'm going to have to reconsider my positive review.
Holy. It's a $150 rod right there.
With my transmission jack biting the dust and my transmission halfway in leaning on my frame, it was a bit of a demoralizing moment.
Again, what about getting that jack in straight underneath?
The more I do these projects, the more I realize there's a lot of ways you can do things. And sometimes it's nice to have friends around to bounce ideas off of. This heavy-duty off-road jack from Costco is more than $150, and it's come in clutch on multiple occasions. Transmission jacks usually come with a strap to secure the transmission, so we're just trying to copy that here for a little extra security measures. Now that we're rolling again, it's really nice to have 2 people at this stage to slowly and carefully work the engine and transmission back into place. Given the odd shapes of the transmission, the transfer case, and the engine, you're kind of raising or lowering either end to try and clear certain objects as you enter the engine bay, so it's a bit of a slow go, but it's always better to take your time, be mindful of your surroundings, rather than just quickly force it in and potentially damage something. There was a few hiccups along the way, but before long, we finally had the engine in place, which was means for celebration. We really know how to party. Well, I mean, that probably cost us an hour.
Oh, easily.
Like, sell it when I'm all done.
Yeah.
And like,
Just admire it's in.
I like to think I spend my free time doing things that are fun, can teach me something, and can create some cool memories. I'd say dropping in an engine with your buddy and his dog on a Thursday night fits the bill pretty well. I had a feeling taking on a project like this would include some lackluster, lousy moments, which would translate to some frustration. And to be clear, there's been a lot of that, and no doubt lots more to come. But on the flip side, nights like tonight are one of the reasons why I opted to do this project in the first place. Hanging out and working on your truck in the garage is just fun for me. All the better if I can learn something, make some memories, show my kid that sure, you can buy what you want in life, you could also just build it.